Okay, big changes are happening at Flodesk. Their unlimited plan is ending soon. Like, who would have ever seen that coming? That means if you've ever been on the fence or are considering a switch to Flodesk, now is literally the best time to do it because you can still get locked in on their unlimited plan through November. So today I'm going to walk you through what Flodesk looks like in 2025 and how to know if it's the right platform for you. Flodesk has been super popular because of their flat rate pricing, gorgeous templates, and how easy it is to use for beginners versus some other platforms. But with the unlimited plan going away in a few months, you're going to need to lock that in now if you want in on that deal. So let's take a look at what Flodesk has to offer so that you can make the best decision for you and your business. Okay, so I'm just going to pop over into my Flodesk window, share my screen with you so you can see it too. Perfect. So look at how pretty this is. Like, first of all, I want to throw a disclaimer out there. I don't use Flodesk personally in my business. I am still with Kit. However, if I was not already with Kit or if I was looking to change, Flodesk would definitely be a top contender for moving my business to. So let's just take a look at it. And it is one that I recommend for, especially for people who are just starting out. It's very easy to use. I love Kit, but it does have a little bit of a learning curve compared to some others. So this one is very straightforward and simple, which is why I recommend it for a lot of people. So you'll see here, this is the page where your emails, this is kind of like the page you land on when you first log in. So you'll see this is where your emails are. You just click right here to create a new email. It's going to show you some templates in here that you can start with. You can see they're all very pretty. Some of them even have some motion in them, like GIFs or just text that moves, which is a really nice touch. I hope you can't hear the long guy outside, but we don't have time to wait for him. As you scroll down, you'll see that you'll also find some text-based templates. You can also just click right over here and get to the text-based templates down here if you like a more simple letter to a friend style to your emails. So let's just click on one of these to take a look at what the editor looks like. So we're going to click customize it. Now in here, you can add your logo. When you go to add your logo, it's actually going to add it in your account settings so that anywhere in any other email that you open up, like a template, if it says add your logo, it's going to automatically populate your logo in there, which is pretty nice. So you would just click manage my logo and then upload your logo here. And then you just start typing. And you can see, like, when I clicked in the text box, it highlights it blue because that is a box of text. But if you come down here and click on the plus sign, you can add any of these things right here underneath it. So you can add an Instagram feed or a video, which would let you put in a link to like a YouTube video and it would put it right here into your email. You can also add a layout, which is really fun. They have a bunch of different options for those. I don't know if you can see this, but my screen capture window was in front of the design, so I was moving me over. So this is a fun one that I always like to use. Just, I love the handwritten text kind of aspect of it. But there's a lot of different layouts that you can choose from in here to add photos to and just add some fun design to your emails. You can also, of course, just add other text box, or you can just add images or anything else. Obviously anything else in here that you can choose from. So you can also even create favorite blocks. So if you design a block that you really love, you can favorite it. And then when you click on favorites here, it'll show you those block options so that you can just add it easily back into like another email so you don't have to redesign it, which is really nice. One thing I also liked about Flodesk is that they have a lot of really great font options. So in a text box, you're going to have basically email safe fonts. So these are mostly going to be pretty plain. But if you add a layout or a text block, like here's one, then you're also going to get a lot of these fun cursive-y, scripty, handwritten type fonts in here, which are the ones that I really like because I think it's nice to be able to just like throw in a signature that looks like a signature. So that's really great. And of course, you can also add your like social media icons down here so that they auto-populate. So if people click on them, they go straight to your accounts. So that's fun. So the emails are great, super easy to design. And if you've added a block, but maybe it got put in the wrong spot, trying to move me back out of the way, you can also drag and drop and move your blocks around. So if I wanted this at the top, I could just pick it up and move it up here to the top, which is great. I think that's super nice feature to have when you're designing a really nice, pretty email. Now let's take a look at forms. We're going to go back to Flodesk, and then I'm going to click up here where it says forms. And it's going to show us all of these templates. So there are different types of forms you can do. Let's start with a new form. So you can do, it's going to show you all of them at first, but a link in bio type form, which is going to be more of a landing page that has spots for different links for your different social platforms or whatever else you want to link on there. So these are all really gorgeous and very easy to edit. You can also have a pop-up form. So this is one that you're going to put on your website, and it's going to pop up either at a specific time interval or when somebody's been on or scrolled a certain amount of your page, or you can set them up to be exit intent pop-up. So it only pops up when they're about to leave your site, which is my preference personally. So there's some pretty forms in here that you can look at. See, then there's some inline forms. So these are ones that when you embed them on your site, they show up on the page that you embed them on. So we've got some very plain, simple ones here that are more like banners. And then of course, ones that have photos and things on them here. And then there are some full page forms, which would be the equivalent of a landing page. So this is going to be one where you don't embed it on a page, but you get a link and you share that link. And when they click the link, it opens up in like a full website page, but it has the sign up info. So there's some really pretty options in here as well. And then it looks like there's an option now to have some form pages that also have videos on them. So this is great if you want to have a video that people can watch before they sign up. If you are giving away a coupon code or something like that, then they also have these spinner options where your subscriber would spin to get like a certain discount, and then they would put their email address in to actually get the code and use the discount on your site. So that is fun. And then they also have countdown timer forms. So that is a neat little asset there too. If you are doing something that has a time limit on it, then you can put that time limit on the form so people know that if they don't sign up now, they're going to miss out. All right. Now let's take a quick look at workflows. So this is where you kind of put everything together. Once somebody signs up to a form, you would want to put them into a workflow that sends them a welcome sequence. So those are very easy to put together. Inside of Flodesk, you'll just click on new workflow. It looks like there's some sample email templates in here that you can use. Let's go with this nurture sequence one and take a look at that one. We're going to click customize it. And it's going to go ahead and start here with the trigger. So the first thing you're going to want to do is add a trigger. And what that does is when somebody signs up to a form, it adds them to a tag or a segment. It's called a segment inside of Flodesk. And then you're going to add that segment here to, we'll just go with demo segment. Nope, we don't want to add another one. Whoops. Obviously, this is a demo account, but you're just going to add that segment here. So this workflow will start whenever somebody is added to that demo segment. So once they get added into the workflow, they're going to start getting these emails in here. So then you have, email 1, and then how long of a time delay do you want them to have in between emails, email 2, email 3, so forth. You can change the time delay. I would definitely not do 30 days unless you're just evergreening a monthly email or something. But for a welcome series, I would definitely do just 1 day. So you could change this to 1 day. So they'll get this one as soon as they sign up, and then they'll wait 1 day, and then they'll get the next one, and so forth. You could also do it by hours or minutes if your automation calls for that. But that is really how easy it is to set up an automation. You can also just set it up from scratch. There are a couple of more options in here for you as you're setting up your workflow. So most commonly, you're going to use the time delay, which is just, again, how much time is between each email, or you're going to add an email, which is obviously the content that's going out. You can also add a condition, which will have Flodesk check for specific criteria and then send subscribers to one email or the other. So for this one, for example, you could put to check if they're in a specific segment, or you could check if they've clicked a certain link, or if the field matches a value or something along those lines. Like, we'll just go with segment for now because this is not an in-depth tutorial. I just wanted to show you kind of what Flodesk has to offer. So anyways, we're going to go see if they have the weekly newsletter tag. We're going to add that. And then if they do have the tag, what email do you want them to get? And if they don't have the tag, what email do you want them to get? Or this could be a situation of where they do have the tag, so they can exit the automation. And if they don't have the tag, then you want to add them to a segment. And we're going to add them to weekly workflow. it could be something as simple as that, but it can also be more in-depth if you've got other emails that you want people to go into based on whether or not they've joined a specific segment. So it's really nice that that is a feature that's in here now. And then as you also saw, you can add, well, it's gone now because there is already an exit block here, but you could also add an exit. So if you were done, if somebody had completed a portion of the automation that you wanted them to complete, you could also just take them out of the automation. But the workflows are very simple to set up. And most of the time it's going to be joins when they get a specific segment, and then they get an email, and then wait a certain number of days and then get an email, and so forth. All right. And then audience tab is where you're going to be able to manage all of your subscribers. So everybody's going to show up here under this all subscribers tab. And then segments is where you can manage the segments. So here's the 3 that you saw pop up when I was looking at the automation just now. So this is where you can edit them or change them, add new ones if you need them. They're all right here. And then analytics. Now Flodesk is a little lacking on the analytics, and of course you can't see anything in here because I don't use this account, but this is where you would be able to see like how many emails you've sent, how many people have opened them, what's the open rate, what's the click rate, all of that stuff is going to be in here. Checkouts is an additional add-on. So this is not included in the regular Flodesk pricing. You have to pay extra for that. So I don't have access to checkouts, but if that's something that you're interested in, it's definitely an option in here to create checkout pages for like digital products or maybe even coaching and things like that. One thing I really love about Flodesk is you don't need to be a designer in order to make really gorgeous emails and forms with this app. Now we don't have information yet on the new pricing tiers, but basically what's going to happen is they're going to start charging based on your subscriber count. So for example, 0 to 1,000 subscribers could be, $30 a month or something. Like I don't know what their tiers are going to be, but then once you hit the threshold for that 1,000 subscribers, then the next tier is going to cost you even more. And then the next tier is going to cost you more. But if you lock in the unlimited plan right now before it goes away for good, then you're going to get access to all of the emails, forms, and automation workflows that I just showed you. And no matter how many subscribers you get, your price will stay the same. And if you use my affiliate link, which I will have in the description and also right here real quick, you will get 50% off every month for your first year. So instead of it being $38 a month for the unlimited plan, it will be $19 a month for your first 12 months. That's a steal. Okay, that's a steal. So if you've been thinking about Flodesk, if you've been thinking about switching away from an email platform that's no longer serving you, whether it's too basic for what you need now, or it's just too expensive for what you need right now, and you've ever been considering switching to Flodesk, now's the time. If you are switching from another platform, I can help you switch without all the headaches. The links are all below, one for the Flodesk discount and one for information on a migration. And if you're still undecided, I've got more tutorials and platform breakdowns coming your way. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss them. Okay, I will see you there. Bye.